In the beginning, there was something. Wait, isn't it supposed to start with in the beginning there was nothing? Nah, there's always something. In the beginning there was something, and this something did something. Ooh, wow, real creative storytelling there. Shush! This something that happened, that he did, brought forth the first two. The first two what? Nobody knows. There was this first guy and the second dude. One was a sentinel of order, and the other was an agent of chaos. They may have been humans, they might have been succubuses for all we know, or really horny octopuses. These two had abilities like nobody else. One was a master of mystic and magic arts, the other, knowledge of the world and the laws it abides by. Because of this, they were able to create all the life in all the realms. Why didn't the something just create everything? He made them to create and safeguard the flow of life. They had to organize all the stuff themselves. Give up. Sounds like this something is pretty lazy. Boo! These two helped the sanctity of life flourish. The realms were at peace for many, many centuries, and the something was happy. Its creations were in a special place. Special ed? Shut up, Borg. Then one day, the first guy had an argument, for lack of a better term. He saw all the magic in the world and hated it. He was just not a big fan. He hated the unknown variables it brought. This led him to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He vowed vengeance on the something and promised he would kill that something. Vowing vengeance and promising to kill something are the exact same thing. It's for clarity. Now, shush! The first guy started his rebellion by killing the second dude. He had turned his back on the arcane and all fantastical creatures and realms, claiming they were an abomination in the sight of order. He began to banish and separate the realms, hoping that this would further his unknown goals. And let me guess, that didn't go over well with any of the magic users. Heck nah! They went to war with him. Unfortunately, the first guy had convinced all of humanity to join his cause. This war raged for 5 ever. This was the Civil World War. Stop.
The Civil World War was about slavery, not racism towards supernatural creatures.
Did you read that in a history book?
And school, and history books, and the internet, and literally anywhere that talks about history.
My friend, history is written by the victors, and that is the history that the Horned Ones gave us in hopes that no one would ever access the other realms.
Okay, then why the hell would they want to block something like that?
Because the Horned Ones are the oldest faction of humanity. Some say it was the first ones, like, original clan. They try to keep the order that guy set up.
What happened to the first dude?
Well... To make a long story short, too late. The first dude was assassinated by an unknown and humanity came to conclusion with the other species. That being, mankind takes the ordered reality as their home. The other species were so disgusted by the savagery of man, they abandoned their homes and went into the other realms. You don't bother us, we don't bother you. Magic was outlawed and the other species took it with them to their realms. Can you imagine if we still had magic? We could do so much good with it. Sometimes things sneak through the boundaries of the realms and that leads to supernatural occurrences. Vampires, werewolves, spirits, zombies, etc. And you know this how? I have been to the other realms. My personal favorite is the Underrealm. Really sparkly. Elves are neat. Oh, come on. Elves are underground? No. Underrealm. Hello. Right, of course. Borg, you've been turned into a vampire. Agent has an evil clone that can duplicate himself via meat bags, and we're currently hiding inside a pet mimic because we stole a magic artifact from a werewolf clan. And you find this story far-fetched? Agent stole the artifact, first of all. And second... touche. Maybe one day I can show you guys the other realms. It's one heck of a trip. Believe me, I'm tripping. Magic can be used by anyone if they have the right heart and mind for the correct spell. Spells are cast by mixing various tones and melodies to form an audio track, although they can be spoken in with just words and stuff, and emotions, typical stuff. What does that mean? You sing? Magic is music. Exactly! Music was made by wizards and sorcerers, and if done correctly, it can shape the forces of magic to help or hurt you, or even rewrite reality. But people make music all the time. How come artists aren't outlawed? Or making fireballs from their eyes while singing? Attunement! Most artists and singers don't connect to real music like they should. What? They listen to music, or they dance to it, but don't really do both. But you do. Brother, you think I have the mental focus to do something like that? Honestly, I'm surprised you were able to finish that story without taking a detour. Okay, so what about artifacts? How do those work? You can bless objects to do certain tasks with magic. That's why I collect them. I can't seem to do it myself, but I can do stuff with artifacts. They're fun. Okay, so what was the one you stole from the werewolves? Oh, that! It makes it so they keep their hunger in check and don't go on a murderous rampage. Those werewolves were passive, weren't they? Yep, so passive they had no idea I acquired the thing until now. Werewolves are actually pretty high society if you sit down with them. So we have a bunch of ravenous werewolves chasing after us? Not just a bunch, a whole clan, so like 20 to 30 of them. Damn it, Agent.